Keep your eyes on that blue and white PPG paints car of Joseph Newgarden. He's second in the championship and wants to really capitalize on Dixon being back in 17th and him being on the second row. We're ready to bring the action here in Mid-Ohio. Let's go! Well, race one of the doubleheader weekend, the Honda Indy 200. Power certainly didn't hang about then.
Yeah, he changed it up and went early, but Hunter Ray's right in the draft. Everybody popping out. Connor Daly takes a look on the inside.
Awesome qualifying from Connor Daly. Jack Harvey in there. Alexander Rossi in the yellow and blue Napa car. Connor Daly goes right around the outside of Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Oh, beautiful stuff from Daly to hang on outside, and he gets that third position.
Clear, go, go, go.
The start that I thought Hunter-Reay would get. He got passed by two guys. Joseph Newgarden slides into second. More action here in the back.
Herder and Ferrucci. Then they're Dixon. Trying to stay out of trouble there.
Trying to get by his ex-teammate Carlin Carr of Max Chilton. I think he got that job done. Yes, he is ahead of him. So a lot of action in the back. Dixon's got to be careful here.
Busy, but a relatively clean opening lap. Power, Newgarden, Daly. What a start for the US Air Force Chevrolet. There he goes.
Connor was so thrilled after qualifying, just talking about how many gains they've made on the road course package at Carpenter Racing. Is this move with Rosenquist having to look up the inside of Alexander Rossi?
They hit. He hit him right
another
on the
hit.
BK and Pagano.
Got in deep, tagged the rookie, spins, and continues.
It's an anti-stall now. He's trying to get it started.
All clear.
There he goes. He got it running. But I saw contact with Rosenquist and Rossi, the exact same scenario as Pagano.
And they're still going at it on the backside. Now Rossi, the first driver to start on the harder black compound tires, less grip initially, but they should last a little longer. And Rosenquist knows he has to make quick work of Rossi now before Rossi gets tire temperature and tire pressure.
The fall off last year with the Reds happened at about 12 to 15 laps. I mean, you can explain it to everybody watching out there what it's like to drive when the tires go away on you.
It's like driving on ice, guys. When you're driving an IndyCar on the limit, as you know, it's already very sketchy. You're on the limit of grip, but it's very difficult when the tires start to go. It's like driving on ice in a road car. There's nothing in the front, there's nothing in the back. You can't brake, you can't turn in, you can't get the power down. So trying to defend is so difficult.
Oh,
BK and Dixon have swapped the lead 3 times this lap, and it's going to happen again. They almost won. BK buried up the back. They're going to split Marco on the back straight.
3 wide.
Going for it, turn 4. Dixon on Marco Andretti and gets it done.
Dixon wants no part of that battle. Get me out of here. Get me to the front. Get me to clean air. I need these points.
This is unbelievable racing.
17th to 11th in 8 laps. Scott Dixon.
That was the radio call for Will Power to come to pit lane. Comes at the perfect time because Pagano had issues on his stop. So here comes the 12.
Copy. You're going to have a clear in, nice and easy. 4 tires and fuel.
And Will Power said the tires actually felt pretty good well into that stint. Felt like the track was coming into him. Again, he started on those red alternate tires, but they've got some black primary tires prepared for him. Let's see if they make adjustments. Looks like a clean stop for Will Power.
6.9.
Let's see where Joseph Newgarden is in relation.
Scott Dixon slides into his pit box. He was inside the top 10, currently 7th. We'll see where he cycles out after all the pit stops, but he has worked his way into the top 10 and a really fast stop at 6.8.
Will Power was able to beat Joseph Newgarden out fairly comfortably. Power's already leaving turn 2. Here we go. And Newgarden is in the background. You'll see him just coming into a shot there at the top. So comfortable for Will Power. Certainly in control, in command. And this has been a very clean weekend so far for Power. Can't say that across the scope of the 2020 season a whole lot for Will. But at this track specifically, his record has been amazing. He's raced here 11 times. 8 of those 11 have been in the top 5, most of them on the podium. But as Kelly mentioned right at the top of the broadcast, a victory here at Mid-Ohio is one of the few tracks where a victory has eluded him. And that's a point of contention, frustration. And he's a series champion, he's an Indy 500 winner. He wants to continue that and he wants to win. It's bugging him, by the way, that his 2 teammates have been victorious this year and he hasn't. So there's a lot to kind of get off the the table, so to speak, for Will Power today if he can win. But we're only working lap 23 of 75. Let's talk more about Alexander Rossi with James Hinchcliffe. Hinch?
Yeah, guys, they were the first car to start on the primary black tires, and this was the plan all along. Let the guy starting in front with the red sidewall tires peel off, get some clean air, and in this clean air, he's managed to knock about a half a second off his lap time. So as these drivers are coming out of the pits on those cold reds, they're going to have slower lap times. If they can just knock out a few really solid runs here before they come in, there's a good chance they're going to leapfrog some of these guys through this sequence.
Look at the lights light up on his steering wheel, Paul, using push to pass at every corner exit. Let's see if he does it here. Watch his right thumb.
He stays out. He just laid down a 109.7. Graham Rahal ran a 109.3. So they are
You'll
setting.
P1, number 5 with 6 laps here. Keep pushing.
They're going to push the long strategy here, you know, based on if it doesn't go yellow, they could do the overcut and leapfrog in front of Power. If he continues to run at this kind of pace, that lap a 9.3, he's laying down big-time laps.
I don't know if he can leap Power necessarily, but he can take a big chunk out of the deficit. Look at the push-to-pass usage. That's so smart there. Just coming off all the slow corners, he grabs about a second of push-to-pass to help get the car up off the corner. He still has 152 seconds left.
You get 200 seconds of push to pass, and you can use in maximum of 20-second deployment intervals.
I'll tell you what, here's the thing. Power's stuck back there with VK and Ferrucci, and they're running high 110s, 110.7, and Rossi's running 109.3. He's running over a second a lap quicker. He can erase that deficit really quickly.
I was impressed with Alexander Rossi's attitude earlier this week when I spoke to him, and he said, look, the season is what it is. I've never had a season like this in my racing career. He said, I've just got to take it. But he said on the positive, I've got 5 races left in the season. If I go out with 5 straight wins, that's what people will be talking about. So I know that I'm not in the championship. He came into this 10th round 18th in the points, which is so unusual for Rossi. And he said, let's just go for wins. Let's enjoy it and let's go for wins. Nice approach and good attitude.
Hanging on for dear life. Working on it.
Couldn't tell who that was. I think it might have been.
I think it was Connor Daly.
Well, yeah, it could have been Connor or it could have been Graham. Graham Rahal's still out there. Hasn't pitted yet.
Yeah.
Connor has pitted already, so. Last lap for Power was a 109.9. VK just in front of him at a 10.6.
Well, and to your point, Paul, just watching that Rossi lap time, I think with Power in traffic, it's really helped Rossi, as you pointed out, but the gap now 3/10, but now Power's going to have to slow down just by virtue of catching these slower cars. VK did a 110.6, Ferrucci a 110.9. So Ferrucci holding up the pace a little bit here, has not made his pit stop yet. Got to think he's coming to pit lane real soon.
Stay out.
Yeah, he's
3 more laps.
That was Will Power asking how long are these guys going to stay out. He's now stuck in traffic, and Rossi last time around 109.5, still laying down fast laps. Hinch.
Top 5 cars in the race. Sorry, Hinch. Top 5 cars in the race yet to pin. Take it away.
No, I love this strategy from the 27 crew. This is exactly what they had to do. Graham Rahal's doing it to great effect as well. And the fact that Ferrucci is holding up Will Power in that train, this is the worst case scenario for the 12 guys. He had such a lead coming into this. And remember that when Rossi comes out of the pits, more than likely he's going to be on those softer, faster red sidewall tires, which he won't have to drive for too long with this long stint. He can keep his next two a little bit shorter and nurse those reds. So the 27 guys, the 15, the 88 looking very strong right now.
19-second gap right now, and I think it's probably going to need, with a pit stop and the time down the pit lane, about 25 seconds. But Rossi's guys are getting ready to come.
Firestone biggest movers there on screen. The other thing that's happening is Alexander Rossi's headed for pit road, is Joseph Newgarden is bridging the gap to Will Power as well. James?
Alexander Rossi finally comes into the pits. He exhausted the tires, those black sidewalls, some red Firestones now going on. 18.5 gallons of Speedway fuel. No adjustments to the car. Oh, near contact with his teammate. Colton Herta had to check up. That's really going to hurt his pit stop, but the 27 guys got away okay.
Here we go. Look at this. There goes Power, but it's going to be close between Rossi and Newgarden. Check this out.
There goes Newgarden.
Comfortable for Joseph.
There goes Ray. There goes Rossi.
Teammate. So he gained a spot, but really made up some ground. He was about 7 seconds back on Power, but he pulled out right in front of his teammate. I got a question if that could be an unsafe release as well, because he pulled right out into the path of Colton Herta.
So just Rinus VeeKay and Marcus Ericsson, the only two yet to stop, including Dalton Kellett. So three drivers yet to see pit lane. Let's have a look at the pit lane incident at Andretti Autosport involving this man, Alexander Rossi, and Colton Herta.
That's pulling out right in front of your teammate. I don't think it gets any worse than that. It didn't allow Colton to get into the box square either. Look at how off center he is. So the fuel hose is stretched all the way out. Colton Herta comes out of the pits and he gets hit by Dixon as well.
That was a lucky escape. There could have been significant damage to the front of Dixon's car. Here's VeeKay finally pitting, so Power goes to the top on the cycle and leads the race again legitimately. 2.9 seconds between Will Power and Joseph Newgarden. VeeKay's going to come back out behind Dixon and Herta, 13th. Might be able to squeeze out ahead of Pato O'Ward. It's going to be close. No, it won't. O'Ward will hold that, so VeeKay comes out in 14th place ahead of Santino Ferrucci in the Sealmaster Honda.
And Hunter-Reay's going to have his hands full here with Rosenqvist. Cold tires for Hunter-Reay, but still a decent gap.
All right, where's the race leader? Will Power is at this time for the Team Penske pilot. Just to pit to protect himself. If a yellow would have come out, he's done, but he's not, he's in. You really don't have a choice there. You have to react to what the others have done.
4 tires, fuel.
Yeah, just really taking the insurance policy that's available, because as you said, you're totally exposed to a yellow. But for Will Power, been up front all day. All he needs right now is a perfect Penske pit stop, the best in the business. Watch the clock, 6.3, Paul. I don't think anybody's done it faster than that.
Yeah, not only did he didn't need to do anything fancy, no risks on the pit stop, and they still nailed the pit stop. But here comes Dixon coming into the pits.
So Scott Dixon, who has made good work coming from 17th in this race, has been able to pick his way through the field, takes off some black primary, those harder tires, and sticks with black here for what should be their last stint. He works his way side by side with Pato O'Ward.
Beats Pato O'Ward out on that stop. The race off pit road, no problem there. Here's the arrow on board. Wow, look at Dixon's car just snaking on acceleration.
Here comes Connor Daly on hot tires, going to make a run.
And these are points for Dixon if he can hang on, but he's got hard chargers coming.
And he's got Askew on the inside up there at the keyhole. The Arrow McLaren SP teammates are fighting for position.
Askew on hot red tires. He'll probably get him at the end of the straightaway here and be able to outbrake him.
Dixon's a master, though, in these situations.
Made him lift with the over-under. He kind of faded him, but his teammate now is trying to get by Askew.
Oh, and look at Dixon. He's got tire temperature now. What a masterful job to hold on there. That could really make the difference in the championship down the stretch. Those couple points, if Scott Dixon needed them, he earned them right there.
Well, Herta right now is in the lead and going to try to do the overcut on Scott Dixon. He was stuck behind Dixon. The overcut is when you pit later than the guy in front of you, try to pull off some fast laps. Last lap, a 109.8 for Herta. He might be able to jump ahead of him on the pit stop.
So counter to what Colton Herta's trying to do with the overcut, of course, is the undercut. And this is what Alexander Rossi did to get around his teammate Ryan Hunter-Reay. That was pitting earlier, get out of the line of traffic, get out there with fresh rubber, lay down some quick lap times while Ryan's out there struggling on older rubber. And it can literally just be as much as one lap. And the difference on those out laps, those in laps can make it. And you saw it was close between the two Andretti Autosport cars when they came out. But the undercut, pitting early, worked to the advantage of Alexander Rossi.
Clear lap for Herta on that one. It was a 10-1 though, so he's not laying down the big laps, but I think he's got a good shot at getting
the rest
this
of your
job
overtake
done.
for the end. Good job.
Will Power is closing down to 1.7 seconds behind now.
So instruction from the Andretti Harding Steinbrenner pit box, save some of that push to pass until the end. Colton Herta is down to just 34 of his 200 allocated seconds. Guy who's been very conservative has been Santino Ferrucci. Alex below, they've still got 130 and 135 seconds.
This has been one of the cleanest races I've seen Will Power do this year. He's so streaky, guys. Like, he's hot or he's super cold and has a lot of bad luck. He's had yellows come out at the wrong time, but he's just been super tidy today.
Well, and full credit to Dave Faustino, his race engineer, who Lee mentioned earlier. The two of them have been together, Will Power and Faustino, for many, many years, going all the way back to KV Racing in the late 2000s. They went over to Penske together, and Faustino has just given Will Power a brilliant handling car here at Mid-Ohio.
Will hasn't seen victory lane since Portland last year, so overdue. It's been a little bit frustrating. Hey, want to remind you, Sunday at 7 Eastern, Dak Prescott's Cowboys visit Aaron Donald and the Rams, the new home, season premiere of Sunday Night Football. So excited. And be sure to make your Sunday Night 7 picks on the NBC Sports Predictor app with a $100,000 jackpot every contest. Guys, did you watch, as we show you what's coming up tomorrow, did you watch the opening night of football?
You bet I did.
Texans Chiefs, that was awesome.
But to watch the Rams play their first game in the new SoFi Stadium will be pretty wild, along with that pass that somebody made on Ferrucci. That's Pato Award that we're riding on board with.
Efficient overtake on the back. Gray 1, efficient overtake.
I've been racing and flying across the country all week, and when you land in LA and look at that stadium, it is something else. It's been described as the absolute biggest, baddest thing in the NFL, as Colton Herta's trying to be the biggest, baddest guy today at Mid-Ohio, and we'll see where he cycles out as he comes to James Hinchcliffe on pit lane.
And he pits from the lead. As we explained, he's going for the overcut. He's going to get those Firestone reds off the car. He's putting on a set of primary blacks, a little bit of scuff on those tires. Nice clean stop for the 88 crew. Let's see where he shakes out.
I think he's going to be racing Jack Harvey, who's in that pink car, Auto Nation Sirius XM car, but it looks like Harvey will have the advantage. Those scuff tires for Colton Herta, an advantage on the outlap to just have the newness, the slickness of a new tire scuffed up.
Well, I think he got Dixon by a long way.
Look at this.
This is panned out, but here comes Rosenquist, has got the run. Rossi has taken off. Rossi is all over the back now.
Oh, thread the needle for Rosenquist.
Going outside, turn 4. Hunter Ray on the inside. Rosenquist tried to push his way through there to have the inside for 5 on top of the hill, couldn't get it done.
Hunter Ray taking a page out of Scott Dixon's notebook from last season when Dixon held off this hard-charging Swede Rosenquist in the closing laps. Both on black tires, so level set on tire compound.
I'll take you back and listen to some Ryan Hunter Ray radio. Here it is.
Really struggling for grip on this set. 10-4. Unfortunately, we got to go the distance. We got 25 to go right now.
So his teammate Rossi has taken off on him. He's closed the gap to Newgarden. He is right on the back of Newgarden now. Hunter Ray is hanging on for grip and under attack.
It was touch and go, to be honest, and it was a late call to advance it and to allow some 6,000 fans here. So applauding everybody involved, all of the entities that were working together to make this happen, as Colton Herta on the left there in the Capstone Honda tries to get by rookie Dalton Kellett and does so at the keyhole. Good work there. And we will be back tomorrow for 75 more laps. Can't wait for that. And you'll see that on NBC. Here comes Rinus VeeKay on a fellow rookie.
Oh boy.
These guys all raced Indy Lights together. Look at this!
On the bottom,
each other
another one.
hard.
Look at this, what a
Both
move!
of them unbelievable.
Yeah, that's Road America all over again. What he did in the carousel, he just whipped around the outside. He just whipped around the outside of Colton Herta. These two had words at the last race, and VeeKay feels he's winning this battle.
VeeKay gives it a big old hoot on the radio, as he should. That was spectacular stuff. The Road America pass was on the opening lap. This is well into the stint over one of the most exciting young drivers in IndyCar in Colton Herta. That was phenomenal.
And that was for 8th place for Rinus VeeKay. Nice work in the Sonax Chevy.
The youth movement is real. This is the future of IndyCar, these young guys right here. If you're worried about when these guys are retiring, the old guys like Dixon, and we got Jimmy Johnson coming into the sport, they're going to have to battle these guys.
Watch this. So I think Colton Herta's watching Dalton Kellett and is completely surprised by VK. As Herta's blocking Kellett to the inside, VK just appears out of nowhere and fires it down into the outside on the high line. Little wiggle at the exit, and now he's settling in and gone.
He got shot out of a cannon.
Is that moisture?
It sure looks like it.
Told you, didn't I?
At home in California, that's smoke right now, but that definitely looks like rain.
And guys, Alexander Rossi on the radio to his team saying, hey, which engine map has a softer throttle pedal? I need to take care of these rear tires. So he's getting some coaching from the stand on which map to be in on his steering wheel to try to take care of these rear tires as he's being hounded by Graham Rahal.
Well, this could get wild here at the end. And Townsend, you know, when it rained at Elkhart Lake for your race and it came down and you were on slicks, it was a disaster at the end.
Undrivable.
Well, it was, you know.
Listen, when you crash on the in-lap.
But you won the race.
I did win.
You won the race.
But I couldn't make it on the in-lap as Graham Rahal is going to try to make it happen. He's got push to pass in the bag. This could be his moment.
Little bit of water on the camera too, but he just didn't get the drive off the corner, but it's drafting up now.
And he's pushing Rossi to drive as hard as he can. Turn 4, Newgarden up in the distance there. This is where Rossi lit it up on the last lap here, launching off this blind corner, and that's a lot smoother. Better power delivery there. This is what he did last lap. Check this out. It's like drifting. Here we go.
Oh. Striping it.
The rain is looming.
Oh, man, can you imagine if the skies open up and now you're tempted to stay out on slicks?
Hearing reports from the pits that the teams are going searching for the wet weather Firestones.
Oh, Rossi just had another big moment there in the final corner. Totally hanging on to the bull right now. 5 to go.
Remember when Graham Rahal won here back in 2015? He said it was the greatest moment of his driving career. To win here at a track that is so synonymous with the Rahal family name. His dad, Bobby, won here in the 80s a couple of times. He basically grew up here. Such a special place, and there he had all family and friends, and to win, he said that was the best. He said, I could talk about various other things, but that was the best for me. It was such a magical moment in my life. Here he is fighting for a podium. It'll be his 4th podium of the year.
Graham is really strong on the brakes into turn 2, but just can't capitalize in getting the power down and getting it squared up to get the drive off the corner.
Well, you're picking
Rossi,
up.
big sideways, laying down more tracks. Rossi's tires, rear tires are gone now.
Spent. Really excellent setup, great tire management from Power. He's making it look so easy.
Yep.
With so many laps on the tires right now.
Not one mistake at all day. And when he does races like this, he builds big leads.
When you're wired like this guy is, Will Power is one of the most intense athletes you could ever meet. He puts so much expectation on himself. He demands so much from himself. And when you haven't won in a season that's now in its 10th race, that's just not normal for him. So this is going to bring much relief.
A little bit of water on the camera. Still got 2 laps to go.
You're working that weather. You are willing it to the ground.
He didn't do that when he was a driver. Ron Rzuski there on the box for Will Power. That's been another thing that we've had to get used to this year, not hearing the voice of the captain, Roger Penske, talking to Will from the pit box. Of course, now is the owner of the series and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Doesn't walk around with a Team Penske shirt on, walks around the race meets with an NTT IndyCar Series shirt on. So Will Power has just over 2 miles to go before he finally cracks the win here at Mid-Ohio. 1 to go.
All right, man, hit your marks. 1 to go.
On day 1 of this doubleheader weekend, the Honda Indy 200.
Everything, there's his wife, worried. She's got the water bottle crunched up in her hand, but everything behind Power is kind of stabilized. Rahal's kind of lost ground to Rossi. Newgarden's got a small gap to Rossi, so guys are going to need to get ready for tomorrow because we do it all again tomorrow.
Will's used the ice bath approach before, earlier this year on the doubleheader weekends. Here goes
Whoa.
Dixon on Daly. That's for a top 10.
And then Daly's got a hit, pulled off Pato Award. And Pelot's going to make a move as well.
Here we go. They're all swamping Connor Daly, who's obviously got troubles.
Pelot is going to make a move on Pato here. Pato sliding off the corner. This is going to get wild.
Neither of these guys will want to relinquish their respective positions. Meanwhile, the 39-year-old Australian Will Power is bringing it home. He has never won at Mid-Ohio, but Will Power is now a Mid-Ohio winner. Finally, he does it for his 38th career win. Moves into the top 6 all time.
Good job, great strategy.
So Will Power finally picks up his first win of 2020. He said over the radio that it took a while, boys, but we did it in his 12th effort here at Mid-Ohio. Will, you finally get it done, but perhaps more importantly, you guys just put together a complete race. It looked flawless. What does that do for this team moving forward?
Oh, it's great. You know, we've had a pretty trying year. Obviously, everyone has. I mean, the circumstances are very tough with COVID and all the social distancing that we have to do, but the fact that we're out here racing and we have some fans is fantastic. I mean, that's what we love to do. We love to entertain. Obviously, we love to drive, and yeah, so happy to have the Verizon 12 car in Victory Lane. And that's probably the first race, I reckon, in about 10 years that I've just gone hard. Like every other race, I save fuel and we try to play a strategy game. Today, I just said, let's just go hard, man. Screw this. We don't want to get caught by a yellow, or let's just run hard and use my raw pace and see what happens. And we won the race, so it was a great strategy.
Yeah, you made it look so easy, but behind the wheel, were there any moments that kind of got your heart rate up?
No, it's just putting down good laps after lap after lap, and I get to someone I had to lap and get past, and I'd push hard, and just a flawless day. You know, it's what you got to do to win races in this series, and the whole team did a fantastic job. And to see Verizon in Victory Lane again is fantastic because it's been a while.
A couple of milestones today, 60th career pole, second all time. You also pick up your first win here at the Mid-Ohio. What does it mean to kind of be checking some of these boxes and moving up on the all-time wins list as well?
Oh, it's just great to tick the Mid-Ohio box. Like, I have finished on the podium here 5 times, been on the front row, I think we counted like 9 times, and finally converted one, so absolutely over the moon.
Well, the good news is you get to come back here and do it again tomorrow. How do you prepare? This is a very physical course between tonight and an early start tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely have an ice bath and a bit of massage, and then try sleep. You know, it's hard to get the old ticker to stop the old brain from stop ticking over, you know, when you execute like 75 hard laps. But we'll be right. Everyone's in the same boat. I'm pretty fit and feel good.
All right, well, your team's here. Your wife, Liz, is here as well, so go celebrate. Congratulations to Will Power.
Finally getting it done. There's Tim Cindric, president of Team Penske, and wife Liz in the background. Ron Rzuski there. Isn't that great to hear him say, I just went flat out. I just went for it. Just pushed hard the entire way. Liz has been around racing a long, long time. She knows what that's all about. She lives the highs and lows, and this is a great day.
Watch the IndyCar Harvest Grand Prix Race 1, Friday, October 2nd at 3:30 p.m. on USA.